Okay. Hey everyone. Meteorologist Tuttle here with you. It is 9:30 on a Sunday night. And you're here because of some snow, I'm sure. That's why I'm here. I spent the day on my roof working on another project because I'm always doing projects. I don't know what's wrong with me, but that's what I do. Keeps me busy, keeps me out of trouble. So there you go. We'll talk about the models here for tonight, tell you where we're going to see some snow, who's going to see it, the best chance, best location, what the models are producing, see how much they have to offer, and we're kind of going to go from there. So I want to thank you for following me, watching me. This is AT's Weather. I'm Meteorologist Tuttle, and you can watch me on various platforms on social media. I got you covered. What I'm going to show you real quick, because the video may be a little jumpy here because I'm pegging out my processor. I'll show you why. This was my project. So this is the project I had. So this is what I'm going to call AT's roof cam. So this is what I've got going for you. So the plan is when we see some storms off into the distance, I'll be able to track tornadoes, all that kind of deal. And I've got 360 motion on this deal. So we'll be able to zoom in, all that kind of stuff. So it's very high def. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's one of the things I'm excited about. So woohoo! That was my project for today. That was a pain, by the way, getting that up and running. Oh man. So all right, let me close a couple things down. Let me start a couple things here. Then we're going to get on with it. So just hang with me just for a second. A lot of things to click on, in case you didn't know. All right. Okay. Dun. All right. That's up. That's up. Okay. Now we're good to go. So let's get on with it. I had to get my little fancy drawing apparatus going. Okay, so the first thing we're talking about is we have an upper level low pressure system. This is an upper level disturbance coming in. Models right now have it kind of anchored. Let's see, let's use this color. Right here, this is the closed off low. If you ever hear me talk about our best snow comes from a closed off low, this is it. Models have it tracking off along the Red River, then kind of lifting up to the northeast a little bit. Now it does have it somewhat weakening and falling apart by the time it gets to south central and southeast Oklahoma versus here into the northwestern parts of Texas. Now that I don't want to see, but you know what? I still think it's going to be good for us. The track is good. Now just to let you know, the snow typically falls, and the heaviest of that, in the northwestern quadrant. So this is where you get the most snow in this area. Just so you know, when upper level tracks. That's why you want that track across the basically southern counties of Oklahoma, or, along the Red River for our best potential snow across Oklahoma. That's what you want. That's ideal. All right, so this will, let's move this through time. You can see the little circle, black circle, kind of opens up into more of a wave as we head into Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening. So we're losing that closed low appearance, but there's still plenty of energy with it. And I think it's a little too late. As long as this track holds, as long as this upper level pattern comes in mind and the track stays the same, I still think we're going to be in good shape. But that's what we're looking at right now. And that is what we're going to be focused on. So that is the reason why snow's in the forecast. Now, here's a problem, not necessarily a problem, but these are our classic heavy snowmakers, assuming we can get the cold air, because this is a top-down self-generation of cold air. In other words, the column has to cool from the dynamics associated with the system. In other words, there's not a lot of cold air in place already. I can show you that with a look at the sounding. Now, this is the forecast sounding. This little blue line right here represents the 0 degrees Celsius line. Okay, so and this up here, once we get into around, let's call it a couple thousand feet in this little area on up. See this little line that's to the right of this solid line? That means temperatures are above freezing. So what that means is rain. So this is originally how the sounding looks like in Oklahoma City, for example, around the breakfast time. And the precip out of that, well, it's rain. Now what happens is that system moves in closer. We start to cool the column from the top down. Now as we head into lunchtime, All of a sudden, the only spot above freezing is this little bitty nose right here. So it has shrunk quite a bit. That's the cooling of the column. But you can see at the surface, temperature is still 33 degrees Fahrenheit. That's still above freezing at the surface, but above that, it's almost all below. What happens is we go through to the mid-afternoon, still slightly above, and then once we get to around 5, 6 o'clock, look what happens. It is all below freezing. This is the 0 degrees isotherm line. In other words, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. Everything left of that line, that's what you want for snow. And so the model then produces snow. So it takes a while. In other words, for Oklahoma City, anything we get should be rain through the early afternoon hours, and anything after, say, mid-afternoon onward should be snow and accumulating snow. Now, we're talking about another storm system where we are just right there on the line. I hate this. This is a nightmare. These are never easy calls. It's frustrating. We can't seem to get a good call here. So the weather's making the meteorologists earn their money. Let's put it that way. All right, so that is what it looks like for you in the atmosphere. I want to kind of give you the science behind the madness, because you have to understand what's happening as to understand the outcome. So this is how the outcome looks on. We're going to go with the high resolution NAM model first off. It's got anywhere from 1 to 2, possibly 3 inches of snow here in central Oklahoma, higher amounts to the north and west. And because remember, we've got slightly warmer air to try to erode here in the column, but remember the upper level low falls apart, so we don't get the same type of dynamic structure in southeast Oklahoma as we do when it's affecting northwest Oklahoma. So therefore, higher, better snow amounts in this area, and there's a lot of it. I mean, that's stupid, 16 inches. I will caution you though, you never want to produce a forecast from the NAM model when it comes to snow totals. It's rarely ever correct. It usually always over-exaggerates the big amounts. Smaller amounts you can do okay with sometimes. The bigger amounts, you want to throw them out the window. I mean, that's preposterous. 18 inches of snow? Come on now. Now, we'll look at a couple of others, kind of give you a better idea of what more likely the scenario is going to be. Let's see. We'll take a look at the Canadian. It won't go out. Let's see. It does go to about 5 or 6 o'clock. Now, if you notice, it's got Oklahoma City right on the line of nothing. So south and east side to light snow dusting on the north and west side. Much better accumulations in Kansas and northwest Oklahoma. Here's that spot in the paint up around 3 inches. There's a little hot spot down here 3 inches out west. So Canadian is not nearly as bullish as the NAM model when it comes to this particular snow event, and that's not surprising. We'll show you a couple of others. Now, the European model, the last snow event, didn't do very good on, but this one has been very consistent on its output. It's got that fine line running right along I-44 from basically Norman up to Tulsa, then back down just northwest of Lawton. So everything along that line in north, you get some snow with the higher amounts up here northwestern parts of the state. Now, believe it or not, it's kind of going with the NAM as far as the idea of going almost around a foot of snow. Now that's crazy. Now that's 6 inches less than the NAM, which makes us more believable. But woo, a foot of snow in northwest Oklahoma. Guys in Woodward, I would be so super jealous if you guys got that. But that's what the model is producing at this point in time. Now, this is the run from this morning. I've got a midday run from that model, by the way. Let's see. Let's go to it real quick. Let's see. Let's change that over. And that over, and it's got the same idea, about 10, 11 inches here in northwest Oklahoma, and then the dividing line from about Tulsa, cuts Tulsa County in half to the south side of Oklahoma City Metro, back down toward Lawton. So the midday run hasn't really changed much as far as position. It's lowered the amounts just a hair in northwest, but otherwise it's got 2 to 3 inches here in Oklahoma City. I can totally go with that. Doesn't have a whole lot in Tulsa, dusting to about an inch. But you guys got the snow last time. We didn't get anything other than probably some wet flakes overnight while we were all sleeping. That doesn't do me any good. Does not put a smile on my face, just so you know. Just want to let you throw that out there. I can also tell you how these temperatures will look with this event as well. Let's see. Let's do this one, and then we're going to go back to the NAM model on this, and I can show you how This is the Tuesday morning. We're into the upper 30s here in central Oklahoma, low 30s in northwest. So getting to the middle part of Tuesday afternoon, we're low 30s, right around 32 degrees north and west of Oklahoma City. So it's barely, at that freezing point. And as we head into the afternoon and evening hours, we're kind of in the low to mid 30s here in central Oklahoma. It really don't get too cold until it gets overnight into Wednesday morning. We might dip into some 20s out there, upper 20s in spots, otherwise still low 30s. Also, I wanted to talk about ground temperatures, and they're currently in the upper 40s, mid 40s. They'll cool about another 5 degrees by Tuesday morning and then hold there. So this isn't a big deal for the roadways, with the exception of possibly far northwest Oklahoma, where you get several inches of snow. That would cause some roadway impacts. Now, the ensemble model for Oklahoma City right now is not exactly as exciting as like the European model, for example. It's got about a half an inch on an average of its models. So it's better than nothing, but at least it's something here. But remember, it stacks up higher once you get north and west of town. Matter of fact, let me just pick one. I haven't even looked at this yet, but let me go up around Kingfisher for an example. The amounts here are up around 2 inches for an average for the models. Hey, see how quickly that ramped up just north and west Oklahoma City? So again, we'll be on the fine line here where we kind of the storm system kind of runs out of its cold generating air at the last minute versus, say, a better part of the day, which will happen in northwest Oklahoma. That's why they get the more snow amounts, whereas for us, we get mostly rain. It takes all day for that column to cool down. By the time the column cools down, the system starts to move away, plus it weakens, like we showed you in the upper levels. You can see how all this kind of comes into play. That's why I got to start from the beginning and kind of walk you through how things will happen. Let me see if this has come in. No. Shoot. Let me try this one. Is it in yet? This is, yeah. This will be to Tuesday morning. It's starting to show the, this is an ensemble run of a lot of the models that has in northwest Oklahoma getting the snow first. And of course already a couple of inches on the ground by this point in time. So that's kind of the beginning of the storm. I wish it would have run a little early and I could show you how it would move across the state. But I expect this blob to grow and then move east, but mainly impacting the northwest quadrant of Oklahoma. So let me show you that, what I mean by that. All right. So that would be the best opportunity for several inches of accumulating snow, kind of like this. So I-35 north-south, I-40 east-west, north and west of those two boundaries, you're looking good. Along the southern end of this boundary, Oklahoma City, that's where we have anywhere from the dusting to, fingers crossed, a couple inches. And then north and east from there to Tulsa, you're in no man's land of a dusting along, the south end of Tulsa. Could get up to around a couple inches north and west of town, depending on the model that you choose. And right now they're all over the place, which is expected. Remember, snowfall totals for forecasts for models are terrible. Up and sometimes even up into the day before the event. Sometimes this takes the night before the event or even the morning of when they finally catch a clue and they have a really decent idea. Until then, they just struggle. It's the way it's always been. I don't know, it may always be that way in my lifetime, but it is what it is. We just kind of have to work with what we got. But at least you know the fundamentals behind it, what's happening and why, and all that jazz. So hopefully that was helpful. All right, let me do a little round robin tour real quick. You guys on Twitter, watching through the Periscope, I appreciate that. So thanks for chiming in. And yeah, Tulsa doesn't like the whole big event this time around. Probably a little bit of melting, but that's the way it goes. You guys in YouTube, by the way, always appreciate the super chat deals where you guys will drop a tip. So that was very appreciative of you. That's a cool feature on YouTube that you can't do on any other platform. Matt, yeah, you've got it. Scientist, meteorologist, bodybuilder, home improvement specialist. You missed the plumbing from last time around. So I'm also now a plumber. I listen, I envy plumbers after 3 things I had to work on: kitchen sink, hot water heater, and then a toilet. Seriously, never again. All right, and then Adam, I'm talking about Tuesday. This is all going to happen on Tuesday here. Sorry if I left that out. And yeah, just rain in southeast Oklahoma. It doesn't like any snow. At this point in time, that upper low would have to get stronger, hang in there, all that jazz. Let's go to my patrons on my private Facebook fan group page, which you guys can get if you become a Facebook fan subscriber. You can click the details on the video. If you tap it on your phone, it'll show you the description that's in there, and you can tap the link in there to become that through Patreon or through Facebook itself. Larry's heading to Walmart. He's going to get the milk and bread. Already got to run. I'm not sounding the milk and bread alarms just yet, but I'm getting excited, at least for parts of Oklahoma, at least, Northwest for sure. Let's see what else we got. Tell us what wardrobe to bring out this week. Well, the snow wardrobe, hopefully, on Tuesday. Let's see. And it's one of those rain and snow deals. And the more east you go, more south you go, more rain it is and less snow. Fortunately, it's just the way it's going to be again. Yeah, Jennifer, it was in the wintertime. Hey, you got to pay attention. The weather can change pretty quick. So my app, I think, has a mixture of rain and snow on it for Oklahoma City. So, right, Debbie, plumbing problems are never simple. Yeah, I heard about Kobe Bryant. That's sad. Let's see. Okay, so on the main page, this is the main weather page for Facebook. Okay, if you guys have questions, you can ask them, but you have to hold off until I'm finished yakking about the models and everything, showing the graphics, because when I'm looking at that, I can't read what you have to say. And then when I go back to read some of your comments, Facebook shows about the last 20, and then after that, they all get truncated. So if you're trying to bet the farm on snow totals right now, I'd hold off on that. Wait till tomorrow. I'll do a Facebook Live at lunch tomorrow, and also in the evening, probably around 9. I usually do them right around 9:30. I wait for the new model data to come in. I get home from the gym, and I eat and all that kind of stuff, and then I tune in with you to see what's shaking. Let's see. I want just enough snow to make a dirty snowman. Is that asking too much? I'm not asking for a clean snowman. I will do a dirty snowman. I just want to build something other than, with what I got around the house. I want to build something from Mother Nature. Let's see. Marky already wants to know about severe weather. Look, dude, I don't get to sleep during severe weather season, so I'm not looking forward to that. You can keep that right to yourself. Let's see. Right, Lena, you called it. That's in you. All right. Oh boy, Patty, get them squirrels under control. Let's see. Oolaga, Lisa, right now, if you're lucky, a couple inches. But you're going to need to wait till tomorrow to get a more affirmative deal than that. Well, Lauren, for southern Oklahoma, I don't know. It's not looking so hot down there. We'll see. But, okay, so that's what I had for you. Just peruse the comments, suggestions, all that kind of stuff. I'm looking at this map I was looking at earlier to see if it's updated. Still nothing. I could show you that. Man, I wish it just faster. This paints a nice picture. Let's see. Southern Plains. Alright, we'll do this real quick. And then we'll cut you loose. Alright, so this takes you into the morning hours. So as far as rainfall starting, very light here on Tuesday and the after midnight hour on Monday night. So by the time you wake up Tuesday morning, we should have some light rain moving through central, southeastern, southern Oklahoma. And then you can see how the winter mix quickly, a little thin band. On the south end of the snow will be a little winter mix of some sleet, a little bit of freezing rain. Otherwise, it's mostly snow here in northwest Oklahoma. You can see the purple thin band into the blue. So that's how that mixture plays out. Let's see here. And that comes as close to just about Kingfisher on Tuesday morning. It's funny because you could sit here and watch this line literally stay out here all morning long and then kind of just slowly creep in Oklahoma City by the time we head in the afternoon. It's just going to be one of those painstaking, just come on, you can do it, one of those deals. This is how things look on Sunday night. Like I said, I showed you the sounding data. We're playing with a couple of degrees, at a few thousand feet off the ground, and the models are terrible at getting not only the exact level, but also the exact temperature for that. So, there's some play there, some wiggle room of a couple of hours. Hopefully, it'll cool down sooner, and then that way Oklahoma City can get more snow out of it. But at least that's how things will progress, and then over time, this snow band will move east, and this rain and snow line will move east as well. The rest of the state, like this, will be all rain. So southern and east, southeastern Oklahoma, at this point in time, I'm just keeping you a cool, cold rain, but no snow. If that changes, I'll let you know. All right, there we go. Listen, thanks guys for watching tonight and your support. I appreciate you both supporting me as telling your friends and family about me, watching my broadcasts, using my weather app, AT's Weather to Go. I was looking at some statistics on this. Did you realize on a yearly basis, for you guys that use my weather app, like 11 million will see the ads on there, just the little banner that I have on there, which says, "Hey, thanks for your support." That's seen 11 million times on my website. It's a couple million as well. So I get a lot of attention during big weather events, and that's usually where I spend my time. So I don't do this all the time because I have a normal daytime job that keeps me busy, and as you can tell, side projects keep me busy. But when it comes to big events, snow events, ice events, tornadoes, that kind of deal, I'll come out of the shadows and I'll tell you what's going on behind the scenes so you can understand it some, maybe learn a little bit about the meteorology, and then kind of give you the outcome of the forecast, what we can expect, and then we'll wait for the next storm to come in after that. And I try to do it, as many days as I can if I'm not too busy, to give you enough advance warning. And when I do a blog on this, which is on my website, AaronTuttleWeather.com, or my weather app, AT's Weather to Go, I try to do one blog and it's done. In other words, one forecast and that's it. I don't like to change it. There's really no need to change a forecast, typically, in most cases, several times a day or a week. That's just a TV thing. When I worked in TV, we had to say things like, "Coming up, I've got the very latest for you." Well, sometimes the very latest is the same thing it was 2 or 3 days ago, if you're good. Now, if you stink at forecasting and you have to change every 5 minutes, well, you should find another job. But in that case, you're going to change a lot. The goal is not to stink. The goal is just to make it so good you don't have to change it. Sometimes Mother Nature will throw you, a little curveball in there, but it's kind of like what you put in is what you can get out of it in most cases. So my goal is always to do one and done and not have to do anything more. So I usually don't come on and hammer the same thing over and over. So once I give you what I have to say, you may not see me again, and that's not because I don't want to tell you and there's something new. It means it's the same thing and I'd just be saying the same thing. So that's kind of how I view things a little bit differently than what you're accustomed to. So now, if I didn't have a day job that actually paid the bills, then I could be on here all the time with you. We could talk about whatever you wanted over and over and over. But for right now, for example, it's 10 till 10. I got to shut this down because I got to go eat dinner. I haven't even eaten yet. And Jody just finished. I can smell it. Can you smell what Jody is cooking? I can. All right, you guys, it's been great. Y'all have a good night. We'll talk again soon. Go Snow!